Ocean Crew, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Karen and I'm from Ocean Chicks Films. Welcome to the first episode of my Summer of Sci-Fi series, where I'll be reviewing a different sci-fi movie every day for a week. Now these are random movies I've selected and I haven't reviewed any of them on my channel yet, but I like them and I thought I would do this because I thought it would be a lot of fun. Some of these are cult classics and some are more mainstream films. So let's get started. So tonight I'm taking a look at the sci-fi horror film Mosquito from 1995. This one's a cult classic and it's crazy fun. Mosquito from 1995 is a sci-fi horror directed by Gary Jones. Mosquitoes feed on a dead alien that has crashed on the planet, mutating them into giant mosquitoes that are killing machines. This forces the locals to rig up a way to destroy them. This one's starring Gunnar Hansen and Asheton. This one's going to be a spoiler-free review. This film has a Godzilla feel to it, to me, right off the bat when I started watching it. I really had fun with it, though. I think it's a crazy, crazy giant monster film, and if you're into that, you're gonna like this one. The score is pretty cool, too. It's very creepy. That mosquito sound just gives me shivers down my back. And it's got kind of an 80s campy sort of feel to it as well, even though it's a 90s film. They had a really limited budget when they were making this film, and so that made them very creative in their making of it. For example, at the beginning there's a scene where one of the giant mosquitoes gets smashed by the windshield of a car, and how they did that was they took all of the leftovers from the crew's lunch and they put it together in a bag and smashed it against the windshield, and it exploded and it looked like the guts of this mosquito were flying everywhere. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was creative. I don't think I would have known that unless I'd read about it, but yeah, pretty effective. Interesting way to do it. The effects were done mostly with puppets and stop motion animation, which is why I think I got the Godzilla feel. So that's quite cool, actually. They used a little bit of stock footage for some of the scenes where a whole bunch of mosquitoes were flying through the air. But other than that, yeah, puppets and stop motion. So very, very cool. The acting is slightly elevated from, really bad movie, but, it adds to the charm of the whole thing, and pretty fun. You get to know the characters pretty well, and they're funny, and I think a lot of it is really funny and intended to be that way. So I think if you've got a sarcastic sense of humor, you're gonna like this one. And obviously people like it because it's a cult classic. And the kills are pretty decent, actually. I enjoyed them. I have kind of a twisted sense of humor though, so a lot of them made me laugh, but they're pretty creative. And the mosquitoes act like giant mosquitoes, just like you would imagine them to act. Irritating, annoying, and creepy, and buzzing in your ear and that kind of thing. So really fun. There's a lot of cheesy lines and stereotypes, but I think it adds to it. It just brings that element of humor into the whole thing. There's this one scene with the tent, and I'm not going to give it away because I said spoiler free, but it's pretty epic. If you know, you know. I really enjoyed that. It was really creative and clever. The film features Gunnar Hansen, who played Leatherface in the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I thought that was really cool too. He plays a bank robber in this one, and he's really good. And the actor Asheton is in it too. He plays a park ranger, and he was in the band The Stooges. So that was kind of cool too. It's actually got a really, really big cast. So the whole story centers around this forest where this alien craft crashed, and the alien was killed, and the mosquitoes fed on the alien and then were morphed into these crazy giant mosquitoes. I don't know, radiation or whatever. And so the whole story has lots of different characters and storylines going on. There's bank robbers that are hiding out in the forest. There's campers. There's this couple that are trying to study it, figure out what's going on. Initially, the film was supposed to start out as a big bank robbery with this big shootout and that kind of thing, but it would have put them way over budget, so that was scrapped, and they started off with this couple driving in a car to the forest to go camping instead. And the bank robbers show up in the forest afterwards. They save some money doing that way, so it works out okay. And the whole thing apparently was shot in Michigan near Detroit in a forest. In post-production, the movie was supposed to be called Night Swarm, but they switched it to Mosquito. I think it's better actually called Mosquito. I think that's kind of a neat name for it. So they did all the special effects with like stop motion and puppets, that kind of thing. They did a little bit of cell animation too, but just for the parts that were where the mosquitoes were all flying together as a group. But anyway, the special effects guy, the first one that they had, he apparently went for smokes one day and then he never came back. So I'm not really sure. Maybe he didn't think it was working out or he didn't like the job. I don't know. The spaceship at the beginning of the film was a model and they used forced perspective to make it look the way that it did. A lot of these little tricks and things that they were doing really takes me back to a Godzilla movie that I reviewed before too. I love that whole idea. I love stop motion. I think that look is really, really cool. It's too bad we don't see as much of it anymore, but when you get a chance to watch it, it's always a cool thing. The most expensive shot they got was for $1,500. They purchased it, and it was at the beginning of the film where there's a mosquito being born. Yeah, they didn't create that, they bought it. This film had a brief theatrical release, then it went to VHS tape and Laserdisc. Then a couple years after that it went to DVD. Of course, it's very limited, so copies are selling for a couple $100 now, which is crazy. I'd really love to get my hands on a copy because I think it'd be cool to add to the collection. And I heard that in 2015 there was a 20-year anniversary of the movie and it was released on Blu-ray, so that's pretty cool. Probably can get that a lot easier. So I really enjoyed this film. I highly recommend it. I give it 4 shark bites out of 5. I think it was that good. It's really fun and quirky and totally a cult classic. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to the channel for more of this sci-fi week. I've got a lot of good movies coming out. I'm really excited about it. And also Spirits and Screams coming up this Saturday. We're going to do a watch party of the sadness. Oh my god, we're so excited about that. Such a great film. Plus I've got more cool interviews coming. That's going to be a lot of fun too. You're going to want to tune in for that. And drop your comments down below if you've seen this movie or you want to see it. Tell me what you think, what you thought of it, if you liked it, if you hated it. I really love to chat. Okay, I think that's it for this one. Thanks guys so much for stopping by and watching. I love you all. I will see you again tomorrow night with another one. Bye guys!